Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Rex here. Welcome to another video. We are gonna be talking about many different type of books that have a little bit of romance in them. So this is a recommendation of books for almost any type of reader. This means that I'm gonna be recommending books that have different genres but with a little bit or a lot of romance in them. I'm gonna be talking about fantasy, fiction, even sci-fi. So I hope you stay for today's video and that you enjoy it. So let's get into it. The first book I want to talk about is one of my all-time favorites, and it is Delirium by Lauren Oliver. This book has been out for a while now, but I think it's still one of my favorites so far. And let me tell you why. This book is dystopian, okay? So have that in mind first. In this world, love is considered a disease. And when you turn 18, you have to go through surgery. So what happens then is that you no longer can fall in love because it is a disease. And they're trying to take this out of humanity. This is the perfect dystopian read. Really cannot recommend it enough. I read it a couple of years ago. Well, many years ago, but still one of my favorites. It's got one of the best endings that I have ever read. And I kid you not, you might seen on other videos that sometimes the ending, it's a really big part of the book for me. And this one, Delirium, it was just a fantastic ending. So I really, truly recommend it. We are following Lena Holloway, who is almost about to turn 18. So she has been hoping to get this surgery done so she can live without pain. Turns out she meets someone, and all this love being a disease might just be a lie. So here is the first recommendation of the day. It is Dystopian, one of my favorite reads. Please, if you have read it or if you read it, send me a message because I love to talk about it. I haven't seen it a lot, so I don't think it's really popular nowadays, but give it a try. You might be shocked of how much you like it. It's a trilogy, so check it out. And it also has a couple of other tiny books of stories from a couple of the other characters, so that's really fun always as a reader when you have a series that you love, more books from the series. I just love it. So yeah, Delirium by Lauren Oliver. My second recommendation is Firelight by Sophie Jordan. Hear me out, this is about dragons. So if you have been in all the fourth wing kind of world right now and you want something else with dragons that not many people have been talking about, is Firelight. This also has been around like for a couple of years now, and it's not steamy, so take that into consideration. I think most of the books that I'm gonna recommend are not steamy, are not like that. They have love but in romance, but not really spicy. Okay, so Firelight by Sophie Jordan. It's about this girl named Jacinda, who is actually the last one of not her species, but the only last one who has this certain power in her community. And it's a community of dragons that can turn into human. And there is just like a crash of clans and these forbidden romance. Also, we have some battles, mythical powers. We have twin sisters that are also both of them dragons but with different kind of powers. There's a lot of passion in these characters, and also I love this part of the forbidden love and romance because these dragons that can turn into human can get into the society, but they are also hunters. And it would be really amazing if Jacinda meets one of them and they get along quite well. Check it out, you will not regret it. And it's also a trilogy, so if you're a fiction fan and a fantasy fan with a love for romance and have been looking for other story with dragons, I really recommend you pick this one up. It's really short, it's not even like 300 pages, so you will fly through it, and I hope you will like it. The third book I want to recommend for today's video is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I actually annotated it, and I think I showed you in one of my past videos when I read it. This one, if you haven't read it, is part of the Grishaverse. The first three books are Shadow and Bone, and then we have this duology of the Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. There are a couple of other books after those, but they are about different characters. So this duology, specifically Six of Crows, is about like a group of people that are doing a heist. Okay, first of all, this one is multiple POV, which makes it double the fun. It's a bit thick, but it's so enjoyable. I really loved how we get into each of the characters' personalities and what's happening behind the scenes of every single one of them, because they have difficult pasts that makes them kind of get together. And there's, in this group of people, they get together to go into these heists. So this is fantasy. It's a world, if you have read the Grishaverse, the first 3 books of Shadow and Bone, they have a couple of, I don't know if I should call them powers, but abilities, and those are the Grisha. And we kind of stumble with a couple of them in this book. Some of them are involved in part of the romance, a couple of them, one again being the hunter, one of them being the Grisha, because they are not all accepting them into society. A couple of others are thieves that have known each other for a while and that have been protecting each other in this difficult place called Ketterdam. And they all have to, you know, figure out a way to get the upper hand in everything that happens here, because either you're being pushed or you push. So here we were talking about the outcasts and different cultures. They're all fictional, but with a touch of the real world, so you will feel it. This is interracial love. There are different types of love. If you like witty characters that just fight for what they believe and they are not gonna stop until they get what they want, but also protect the people that they consider their family, pick this one up right away. And if you have read it, maybe it's time for a reread, or you could watch the show. I haven't watched it. I should watch it. They all get together to make this heist. They spend a lot of time together, some of them willingly, some of them not so willingly. But for them to have this and actually achieve that goal, we have to trust some of the characters, and it's actually really fun. It's a really fun read, and you will absolutely love each and every single one of the characters. Maybe you have heard about Casbreaker. It's in here, so check it out if you're a fantasy reader. There you go. Now for the next book recommendation, we're gonna go a little bit down memory lane. For those of you who have been around books for a long time, you will recognize this one, and it is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Here is for the contemporary romance and also the people that like to read books that make them cry. If you are new into all these type of books and you haven't read John Green, what are you doing? Pick this one up, because it's a masterpiece and will make you cry a lot, and for years on you will be thinking about it. You're welcome. This story is about Hazel and Augustus. Hazel is the main character. I think all the book is written in her POV. She has, unfortunately, and I think I have to address it if it's a trigger for you all, but she has cancer. And in one of these reunions, like help groups, sort of to say, she meets Augustus, who also had cancer. And they fall in love. But things get complicated when people are sick or have been sick, and it just doesn't go away. But this is an absolutely, truly fascinating love story. It's just special. It's kind. It's nice. It will make your heart just like feel hugged. It will crush you after that, but you're gonna enjoy it. I promise. You're gonna love both of the characters. It's a heavy read a little bit. It's a really short book. I think it's about like 300 pages, so you will read it really fast, but I truly recommend it. It's such a lovely read. It's so real and raw in a way, but with that romance and family support, and it's just beautiful. So pick this one up if you love contemporary romances and you want to cry a little bit. And now that we are right now into the contemporary romance kind of moment of the video, I'm gonna recommend The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Oh yes, you know it. I'm not gonna talk a lot about it because I actually have a reading blog about this book, so you should go and check it out. But overall, this is fake dating, and we have also science in this. We follow Olive Smith, who is a PhD candidate who, for some reason or another, ends up dating Adam, who is one of the professors at her research center. It is such a fun, lovely read. We have the grumpy sunshine kind of feeling in this, fake dating, science part of it all. It's a little bit steamy at some point, so if you're into that a bit more, you can check this out without it being too much. So yeah, if you're a contemporary romance who likes grumpy sunshine, age gap, science type of setting, read this one. And if you have already read this one, there are a bunch of other Ali Hazelwood books that kind of gravitate towards the similar aspects of science and research and falling in love in this type of way. So there you go. Here is next for my sci-fi lovers, and I hope a lot of other people could pick this one up for the first time. If I could read this book again for the first time, let me tell you, I would. This is The End of Eternity by Isaac Asimov. This is sci-fi. This is about traveling in time. This is about forbidden romance. It's a yes, yes, yes for me. It's also a really tiny book. Not even 300 pages. Guys, I'm giving you easy recommendations. Check it out. Let me tell you a little bit more about this one, because it's one of my forever favorites. This is about an organization called Eternity, where only the best of the best take part of, and it's supposed to, each one of them leaves their lives behind so they can hop into the future and into the past, meddle about some things and change a little bit of the tragic history of human race. For our main character, Eternity is not just a job, it's his entire life, until he travels to a certain year, a certain century, and meets this person, Noyes Lambert. But they're from different centuries, they're from different moments in time, so it's kind of a little bit forbidden. And the thing is, if they want to stay together, they will have to break every single rule that the Eternity stands for. Therefore, our main character, Andrew Harlan, everything goes into him traveling in time, fixing or changing things until he met her, and then he has to decide if it is worthy even to destroy Eternity. Here is for my sci-fi lovers. Please pick it up. I love this book. I cannot recommend it enough. And for what I gathered, this one is a standalone, but there are many other books by the author gravitating more towards those type of subjects and that genre, so you will not be disappointed to find that there are no more books. No, you have plenty to read after finishing this one. This would be a great first approach to sci-fi. If you haven't read a science fiction book, if you already love the genre, you might love this one. Pick it up and let's talk about it. Last but not least, we have, again, one of my favorites, because I'm here to recommend my favorite books, because I only recommend what I know you guys will love, and also what I have loved. So, last but not least, we have Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Let's take a second, because this is the collector's edition, and I think it's just gorgeous. Like, come on, and take it out. Like, it's just so freaking pretty. I'm sorry, I had to show you that. But okay, getting to the book, I think from last year and this year, you all have been listening a lot about the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, and it actually is from the same author and happens after this trilogy, Caraval trilogy. These books are fantasy, romantasy type of thing, but also mystery. You heard it. It's also a little bit of mystery. We follow the story of the Dragna sisters. In this first book, we follow Scarlet Dragna. The second one is Donatella's point of view, and the third one is a mixed POV between Donatella and Scarlet, the two sisters. But first one, Caraval, is just about Scarlet Dragna, and how she has been corresponding with this master legend, who is the founder and, well, master of Caraval, this type of game where everyone can just be part of if they are invited, and also they win something. But everything is full of magic, everything is full of mystery. And let me read you what it says in the back of here. It says, main gates close at midnight. Anyone who arrives later than this will not be able to participate or win the year's prize of one wish. And here we have the ticket, admit one, to Caraval. The thing is, the price of Caraval, whoever wins, it's different every single year. And in this one, we're gonna follow the two sisters. They have like a difficult background with their family, so they run away from home after they get their ticket to Caraval. They run away, and they also know that their mother and their grandmother have some past and some things going on at some point with Master Legend, and had been involved with Caraval and all this type of magic. But then they arrive at Caraval, they think they're gonna be both playing the game, they kind of get separated at some point, and then Donatella disappears. And Scarlet has to play the entire game alone, receiving clues and risking her life to find Donatella and get that wish back. But she's not the only one playing, so there are a lot of people that want the magic, that want the prize, that want that one wish. And then also we have our love interests. There are a couple here and there, but the most special one, the one that you might actually like, as well as our lovely Scarlet, is Julian. He is simply the most romantic character I have ever read. And I love romance, you guys. Like, he's the cheesiest but loveliest, and he would literally die for her. It's that type of love, but with all the mystery and with all the romance and with all the magic. Pick up the trilogy. You might love it, and I cannot recommend it enough. Also, the description of the colors that Stephanie Garber does, it's just chef's kiss. You will not regret it. And if you have read it, I will love to know from each of the books that you have read, one that I have recommended, of all the books that I have mentioned, just tell me if it's one of your favorites, if you have liked it, or if you are looking forward to reading it. I would love to chat with you guys about these books. And aside from that, from Caraval being a trilogy, last year a novella came out about these characters, so you will not be disappointed. You will have the trilogy, but also a little bit more from those characters if you love them as much as I did. The novella is called Spectacular, and well, there you have it. You have 4 books for this amazing, fantastic and magical mystery read with a lot of romance in it. There you have it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I love doing this type of videos, talking about the books I love and recommending them to you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a comment in the section below or just hit the like button so I keep doing more of these ones. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!